everyone, welcome back to Studio Sai Ankit, and in this video we're going to discuss the question next round which appeared in the contest BK Cup 2012 Qualification Round 1. So this question is basically one of the top 100 most solved questions on Codeforces. If you don't know, we are airing a playlist on Studio Sai Ankit which I am going to complete it soon, which consists of all the video editorials of the top 100 most popular or most solved questions on Codeforces. I'll leave the link to the playlist in the description below. Go check it out. It will be updated soon with all the video editorials. So coming back to our video, this is the next round editorial. So let's just read the contest rule, which is basically a problem statement. It states that a contestant who earns a score equal to or greater than the kth place finisher score will advance to the next round as long as the contestant earns a positive score. So this is what is mentioned in the contest rule. So basically what is happening here is there has been a contest held for the preliminary level, suppose, and then in that level people have performed and their score have been calculated and mentioned, and then there is also a kth place finisher score which will be considered by the judges, and then all the contestants who cross that person's score will be taken into consideration for the next round. So this is nothing but setting a cutoff for the next round. They'll be setting a cutoff that this kth place finisher score would be set as cutoff, and all those contestants who cross this would be considered as advanced into the next round, right? So we need to be reading the problem statement thoroughly to not miss any edge cases. So the edge case in this question is also mentioned in the rule, which is as long as the contestant earns a positive score. So as given in this example, 0, 0, 0, 0 are the scores of all the contestants, and so even if the kth place finisher's score is also considered as a cutoff, which is 0, all the people will be equal to or greater than that 0, right? Because all are equal to 0, but none of them would be advanced to the next round because they haven't earned anything, and that's what the rule says. As long as the contestant earns a positive score only, we need to be taking them into consideration, right? So what would be the algorithm or the procedure to solve this question would be, we need to input all these numbers or all these scores into an array, and then we need to be retrieving the kth place finisher score, which is an O of 1 retrieval. I'll just show you in the code there. And then after retrieving it, we'll be storing it in a value that is the kth place finisher score. We need to initialize a counter which basically counts the number of people who cross that cutoff, and we need to traverse the loop completely from first index to last index, and then just compare each element at each index with the kth place finisher score. If it is greater than or equal to that score, and also it must be positive, then we'll increment our counter. In the same way, we'll do it for all the values, and then after the looping is completed, then we'll have a counter with the number of people who cross the cutoff, and then we'll just need to print that. That's it. So let's just go into our code editor and start coding for it. So let me start with the boilerplate code. So the input parameters for this question are n and k, which are basically n is the length of the array or the number of contestants, and k is the kth place finisher score wala thing. And let me instantiate an array which is basically the which is used to basically store the contestants ka scores, and then I have to run a loop to basically store the array elements. And then the task for us would be to store the kth place finisher score, right? So let me instantiate another variable which is score at k, and then I'll be initializing it to the array of k minus 1. Why did I do -1? Because the contestant scores are in a 1 based indexing, whereas an array follows a 0 based indexing, right? So to match it with the 0 based indexing on the 1 based indexing, we need to add a -1. So you can write down the kth place finisher score ka indexes and also the arrays indexes. You'll find that both differ by 1. So writing an array of k minus 1 works for the array 1 thing. Right, now we need to also instantiate a counter which is initialized to 0 initially, and then I have to run a loop again. which basically I need to check if the array of I, which is basically the current index element, which is basically the one of the contestants score, and then it must be greater than or equal to score at k, right? And also there is one more condition, which is basically the array of I must be greater than 0, right? It must be a positive integer. It must be a positive integer. And then inside this, if it follows both the conditions, it returns a true and then jumps into the if statement, and then I need to increment the counter, right? So after I increment the counter, what happens is basically after this loop my counter fills, and then I just need to print my counter, and then obviously a slash in at the end just to go into the next round, right? So let me just submit this file and check if this is coming right or wrong. I just submit it, and then this is in queue, accepted. So yeah, this is the code for the question, and this is how you need to solve it. I leave the links to the GitHub repository where I store all the solutions for the questions that I have solved on this channel, and I'll also leave the link to this particular question and also this particular solution in the description below. I'll also leave the links to the playlist that you require, and if you like this video, leave a thumbs up below, and if you love the content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button. That helps me motivated to do more videos for you guys. Thanks and bye. Signing off, Sai Ankit, Code Studio.